Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again with some brand new news, and that is that we just got an official release. So now you can use BDJB on a 12.50 in conjunction with Laps to load Goldhen, and this is publicly available right now. Now, this just dropped right at an hour ago, and what they state here in the description is that Laps is only for 9.00 to 12.02. Earlier today, I did make a comment about 12.50, people thinking that this is going to be a jailbreak up to 12.50. That is not correct. It only will work up to 12.02. Now, they state here that the Laps jar payload will automatically load the binary payload from the USB 0 drive in just a payload.bin. So from here, it automatically copies it over to data payload.bin. And I'm very thankful that they're sticking with the file structure that we have currently been using in the homebrew scene. And it states here that if the binary payload is not present at either of these paths, then it starts a bin loader server. And so from there, you can go ahead and send over your payload. Now, it does state here again that you can use payload sender.py to send the binary file, or again, you can use other TCP payload sender tools such as Netcat GUI to work with this too. Now, it states right here, laps.iso is for offline use, and that this one, it automatically chains the laps.jar file without the remote jar loader. And then you can also use the existing remote jar loader file, except for this one has been updated to 1.1. And there is the laps.jar file that you can go ahead and you can send over. So I think what we want to do to begin with here is let's go ahead and try the automatic method. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this laps.iso here and get this downloaded to my computer. Next up, you will need to use a tool such as ImageBurn. I just come right here and download that for your operating system. Okay, let's go ahead and get ImageBurn loaded up. Okay, so over here in ImageBurn, hopefully it detects your Blu-ray burner. And from here, we're going to go source and we're going to click right here. I just selected the laps.iso image and I already have a disk in here. And so from here, I'm just going to go ahead and press the write button. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this just a moment or two to write. It's obviously just about 16 megabytes, so it's going to be super quick here, and looks like it's just now finalizing the disk. Okay, so once this finishes up, what I want to do is just to go ahead and put that inside of my PlayStation 4. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so back over on my PlayStation 4, I'm obviously not jailbroken here. We're going to scroll down just a little bit here, go over to system information, and I am back over on my 12.02 system. So excited to do this without using one of these LUA games. So let me go ahead and insert my Blu-ray disc into the drive here. And right there it is, Blu-ray disc. So let's go ahead and press X on this one. And there we go. You can see it says Laps Exploit. It says Platform PS4, firmware 12.02. We are finishing with, looks like stage 1 is finished. Stage 2, looks like that's where it's at. And it says on mine, failed, and that it says reboot and try again. Okay, let me go ahead and reboot and we'll try it again. We are on stage 4. It failed on stage 4. Reboot and try again. Ooh, okay. Yes, there we go. Goldhen has been successfully loaded, And there we go. Gold Hen is running on this thing. That is so very sweet. Now, what is interesting is that it did find my existing payload in my data directory. And so it just went ahead and used that. Of course, I could have put that on a USB drive, but yeah, that looks great. And there we go, right up at the top, we have Gold Hen running. And I also was using that brand new feature here with the date and time, which is why we got that extra pop up there. So yeah, everything is looking really great with that. And again, we didn't have to use one of those super expensive LUA games. Okay, let's head back over to our PC. Now, in case you don't want the completely offline version, let's go ahead and take a look at how we would work with the remote jar loader 1.1 as well as the laps.jar. So go ahead and begin with by downloading the ISO image as well as downloading the jar file. Let's go ahead and load up image burn. Okay, the very same thing as last time. I've just went ahead and pointed the source file to my remote jar loader version 1.1, and I'm just going to go ahead and write the disk. And while this is finishing up here, make sure that you go ahead and download Netcat GUI. I'll provide a link in the description, but we're going to use that to send this payload over in just one moment. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and pop that into our PlayStation 4. Okay, over on the PlayStation 4, when we put that disc in there, it does say Blu-ray disc. I do think it would be nice if in future iterations of this, there is something that can distinguish between the two. And I think obviously changing the title or maybe the icon could help there. But let's go ahead and load up the remote jar loader 1.1. Okay, so up at the very top there, we can see it says jar loader listening on port 9025. Okay, so back over on your PC, I'm going to go ahead and use Netcat GUI for this one. Make sure you have your PS4's IP address in here, and the port here is going to be 9025. And for the laps.jar file, what I like to do here is I like to just come in here and go over to rename and change that jar here to just bin. So go ahead and do that. And once that has been renamed, we're just going to put it right here in the payload paths. Okay, so again, we can see we have our PS4's IP address, 9025, as it matches what is in the top left-hand corner. And then we have laps. And we'll press inject payload here. And right there, you can see that the jar file has been received. And now it is going through the stages. And well, unfortunately for this one, it looks like it is not going to work. It's going to end just right there. Okay, trying it for the second time, and it works. Boom. We now have been able to successfully run this with the offline version as well as the remote jar loader version 1.1. And one thing I just want to say here for the moment, wow, is this thing super, super, super fast. Anyways, I believe I've got enough to get you started and keep you busy for a while. I will be taking a look at this tomorrow morning, but it is pretty late my time, so I will be exploring it when I wake up. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!